part of a three-part series. We are starting strong with the mission to launch. In this session, we will explore why starting a new club matters, the types of clubs that best serve community needs, and how to build your leadership team. Identify areas of growth and select the right tools for your mission from the ground up. The second session will focus on mission to take off. This is where we will dive into the promotion and recruitment strategies, informal engagement events, and planning the official new club launch. And our third and final session will be all about the mission to sustain that momentum. We'll guide you through the charter process, how to plan a memorable charter celebration, and ways to support the club's ongoing development, and most importantly, how to sustain success over time. As you participate, we want to encourage you to reflect on how these ideas can be applied within your own district. Think about how to tailor this mission to fit your local needs and culture. We know that every district is unique. Its geography, in demographics, and in opportunities. There is no one-size-fits-all approach, but there's a way to make this work for you and your members. So we're excited to walk alongside you through this journey, and now let's get started. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight and welcome past Council Chair Lion Mechele Mosley, a dedicated Lion from the great state of Alabama. With over 30 years of service as an educator, past Council Chair Mechele has developed specialized expertise in working with students who are deaf and hard of hearing, blind and low vision, and deafblind, demonstrating a lifetime commitment to inclusive service and education. Past Council Chair Mechele is an active member of the Scottsboro Lions Club and has served in leadership roles at the club, district, multiple district, and international levels. She is a certified Lions instructor and currently supports the training and development of Lion leaders across the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean islands. Beyond her training, she serves the boards of the Alabama Lions site and the Lions of Alabama Ellen Keller Memorial Walk. Looking ahead, she will serve as the host chair of the 2027 USA-Canada Lions Leadership Forum in Huntsville, Alabama. Her exceptional service has been recognized with numerous awards, including multiple Melvin Jones Fellows, International Leadership Medals, and International President Medal. Please join us and let's give a warm welcome to past Council Chair Mechele Mosley. Mechele, it's all yours.
Lion Mechele, are you muted? Because we can't hear you.
Oh no.
You're not muted on our end. You may need to log out and log back in.
Or check your audio source.
Yeah, we were fine just a moment ago.
Yeah, Murphy always gets a vote.
Her lips are moving.
We'll give her a couple of seconds to come back in. In the meantime, we've all seen her presentation, and it is really good. So expectations need to be high on this one.
Did she log off?
I think she did.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye.
Hi, good evening.
Here she is. So go ahead and when she comes in, put her in the co-host.
How about now?
Yay!
Yay!
Go ahead, Michelle.
Apologize. We were working before it came time to actually do the job. But thank you for that kind introduction. I appreciate it. It's so great to see everybody's face this evening. We appreciate you giving up a Thursday evening to spend some time with us this evening. I would like to thank especially Tracy Gray is here. Good evening, Tracy from Lions International Headquarters. We have Suzanne Kimball, Mark Paiva, give a wave, Mark. And we have Sherry Provancha, Manny Sanchez. And I didn't see Liz Crook come in, but I did have to log off. She may be back in now. Juanita Nichols is here. Alfred Shove is here. Steve Brooks. Beth Stevens. Stephen Brewster. No, Brian Sheehan was registered. Did we see him come in? And also Pat Vanette is here. Good evening, Pat. So thank you guys all for coming. We've got Lions registered from MDs 1, 4, 19, 21, 24, 31, 35, 36, 45, 49, and the excellent single district 50. Thank you guys all for logging in tonight. Seems like there's a lot of interest in this from around the country, and we appreciate you taking your time to join us. Let's go ahead and begin our slideshow. Thank you very much. And next slide. This evening, we have 3 objectives. We're going to have 3 sessions for you, and we're going to move along the same topic, but you're going to get new information in each of the sessions. We want to talk about why should you start a new club? What are the different club types and formats? What kind of team do you need to get a club together, and how do you develop that team? We want to help you identify areas of opportunity, and we also want to help you identify resources to make this task something that is a little bit smaller to chew. And let's go ahead to our next slide, please. So we want to help you understand the importance of new club development. Why? Why do it? Why is it important? Acquire understanding of recruitment methods and tools that you might need for that new club recruitment. To gain knowledge on conducting the informational and organizational meeting. That's the meeting that you're going to have to introduce Lions to the community. And to also understand the new club chartering process. Go ahead for the next slide. And here I want you to take a moment to think about why should you start a new club? Let's have a poll to see if any of these reasons fit your thinking. Is it to meet an unserved area, to meet an unmet need, to enable a new group that has a specific idea for service, or is it some different reason altogether? And I'd like to see you drop that in the chat so we can see what you're thinking. Why should you start a new club? Responses are coming in quickly. Thanks. I see in the chat and all of these would be a good reason. All of these seems to be popular in the chat. About 50% respondents. Keep going. Unrepresented portion of the community, that's a good one. Underrepresented ethnicity group to serve an area that once had a club. It's a good reason. An unserved area seems to be a popular opinion so far. Lots of people like that good all of the above to better serve a community. Empower a diversified community. It's a good one. To let families be involved. That's a good one. All right, let's go ahead and close out that poll. And next slide, please. For the best way to increase service in any community is to have more lions. And that's one of the best reasons to start a new club. We became the world's largest service organization, one club at a time. So we can begin with extension efforts today. Somebody said in the chat the question I was looking for because an old one is dying off. Yes. And as Pat says, way to be thinking ahead. As our communities grow and change, so will their needs. By starting new Lions clubs and adding new members to our existing clubs, we will be better able to meet those needs. I know here in our area, we have tornadoes frequently. They're a um, common thing to happen here in the fall and in the spring. And not too long ago, we had a tornado hit an area that had no Lions Club. It had closed in the last 10 years. So that meant there were no boots on the ground to see what need was in that area to write a disaster grant. And once we did get a disaster grant written by a local club in the area, it was hard to find people to serve in that community to know where those funds were best needed. You know, oftentimes we think we know what a community needs. It takes somebody in that community to actually know. We find that every time we respond to a tornado, our responses look different. And since that club had no representation, it was hard to know how to fit that need. And so those are good reasons why we want to look at new club or organization. Before you can move forward in starting a new club, you need to understand why. Why is organizing a club going to be important? Sometimes we all have that club in our area that's aging out. They're tired. They don't have any more energy. They've served in all the leadership roles that they're interested in serving in. They've done it for so long that they're ready for somebody new, but they may not be ready to welcome that new person into their club. And so that is oftentimes a good opportunity to start building a new club in that community so that there is no lack of service. Next slide, please. More lions, more service. It's always going to break down to that simple statement. We might rejuvenate and grow membership, increase opportunities to serve, more hands, more service, cultivate new resources in a community. There are people in the community that are willing to serve, and we're not reaching out to them and we're not taking advantage of the resources that they bring with them. We can boost enthusiasm in our areas, in our clubs, and in our district. There is nothing more exciting than a baby lion when they're first getting that taste of service and they're getting to partner with other people that are excited about serving too. That is infectious and it will spread throughout your community and your district and your multiple. It'll generate new and innovative ideas for service and fundraising projects. This was something that happened at Mission 1.5 this summer, and it just cracked me up because we've been looking at new areas to charter clubs in our district. And one of the places we've been looking at these large assisted living facilities. A lot of the residents still drive, and they're still looking for ways to be involved in the community and are still able to participate and serve. And so that's been our area of focus. I went to Mission 1.5 in Vegas and met a very young lion, early 20s lion, and she's got the same idea, but she's looking at apartment communities instead of assisted living facilities. I'm literally setting us up to age out in just a few years. And she's on the other end of the same idea, but a whole different demographic group. Having those new and innovative ideas can make a difference. Building leadership skills and building new leaders, and also increasing district funds. We have more lions, there's more funds to go into district activities, LCIF activities, and big grant programs. So all of these are great reasons to rejuvenate and grow our membership. Slide. Thank you. Again, more lions, more service, building a stronger community. It's what we do that matters. Opportunities to serve locally but have a global impact. That is not something that is offered in most people's everyday life. And it's an exciting thing for them to become a part of. It gives people a chance to be involved in projects that they care about. You know, one of my favorite people is Helen Keller. And she talked about how important it is that when we join together, you can do more than any of us can do alone. And that's an important part to look at why it's important to join with a club. You can go out and serve in your community by yourself, but your service is magnified and multiplied when you do it with others. And you're getting more hands ready for more service. You're giving those communities that don't have a Lions Club an opportunity to be able to respond to community needs. You're giving an avenue for community and service minded individuals to be able to be involved in things they care about. And again, you're getting those more hands ready for more service. Slide, please. Here is another poll question I want you to be giving some thought to. And I want you to pay attention that it says the least. Which of these clubs do you know the least about? Is that a traditional club? Is that campus clubs? Is that Leo Lions clubs, virtual clubs, or specialty clubs? Which of these do you know the least about? And we can launch that poll.
The choice I want is virtual. It's not one of my options.
If you could put virtual in the chat room, we
Yes,
did leave
thank
it
you.
off the poll by accident.
I can do it via chat, but I'm just saying that's the, you asked for which one. It wasn't not
And
an
that was yours. Thank you.
okay, it's in the chat.
Thank you. Leo Lion Club seems to be ahead right now, even though there are several virtual clubs mentioned in the chat. Give you a few more seconds to get those answers in. All right, thanks. Let's go ahead and close that chat out. And it does look like our Leo Lion clubs, about half of you know the least about those. Virtual is coming in close on that. Campus clubs and specialty clubs. It looks like we don't need to talk a whole lot about traditional clubs. I think y'all are feeling pretty solid and that you've got those squared away. All right, slide, please. One last discussion before we move into talking about each of those is we can engage new member types when we talk about new clubs. Meet more member types so that no two Lions clubs are alike. No two people are alike, and no two people are going to have the same interest or the same skill to offer us for service. You can have a unique club culture. Sometimes you join the club that's in your area and you're not real sure that that is the place that is going to be meeting the needs that you were interested in serving. And since it's your club your way, you can absolutely leave and start a club that's going to have a focus on what you're more interested in. We recently had this happen in our district. One of the young ladies had called the governor and said, you know, this club is really focused on this area of service. And I just don't feel like my time is being valued here. I don't feel like I have a voice in this club. The governor said, well, why did you join Lions Club? What did you want to do? And she said, I'm really concerned about food insecurity. And we don't have a single project for that, but I'm really concerned. We have a lot of people in our area that I know are going hungry. And she said, well, have you thought about starting your own club? And the lion said, you mean we can have more than one? And she said, well, yeah, absolutely. Like, can you got friends that are interested in this also? 3 weeks later, brand new chartered club. It's currently at 40 members, and they've already every month, at least once a month since they chartered, had a major handout of food in their area that they serve. So it was a wonderful way to match up that unique club culture to that person's priorities. You could attract younger people and focus more on service and a use of modern meeting and communication methods. You can encourage family members, and sometimes you have an older, more traditional setting club that isn't going to be welcoming for that. A new club fixes that problem and enable people to shared interests to form a specialty club. Slide. You can also grow more humanitarian needs. People look to Lions to pitch in for service, and having more Lions enables more Lions to continue to make a difference. We can bring in more funds to reinforce the goals of our LCIF Foundation and ensure our members remain as our most sustainable resource. I gotta say, I had never thought about it in that way before, but that's what our Lions are, our biggest resource, and why we have the reputation for service that we do. Slide. Let's talk about those new club types and formats. Our world is ever changing, and we as Lions have to change as well. Um, I have a club that I'm a member of that is almost 90 years old, and change doesn't come easily to us. I often say that we can make changes in how we do things in my club, but it's going to be like turning the Titanic. It's going to turn, but it's going to take a while. Change is often something that's hard, but we want our clubs to change to fit the world that we live in. Our traditional club is the most common Lions Club type. It's ideal for a group of single service minded individuals in one community, and it offers flexibility and can serve a variety of different communities. Our campus clubs are clubs with college students, and they make a positive impact on a college campus. It doesn't have to be only students. You can blend in with people in the community, perhaps some professors, faculty, and staff at the school. Having to add in some of those other people will make a more permanent base so that you don't have to worry about every 4 years you lose a quarter of your club. And that's something to think about with a campus club. Students are able to build valuable leadership skills. And what we hope happens when they graduate and move into communities and into their new jobs is that they can transfer their membership to a local club wherever they end up. Students are eligible for student discounts when they join Lions clubs, and that's always a nice incentive to form a campus club. Leo Lions clubs offer an opportunity for Leos to continue their service journey as Lion members. Additionally, current or former Leos may be eligible for special membership discounts. They get to carry their Leo years of service onto their Lions Club membership. And I think if somebody I know is going to correct me, but I think you are a Leo Lion and receiving a membership discount up until you're 35. I'll wait.
No, that's not accurate.
I knew somebody would correct me. Go ahead.
This is Sheree. The only time they get that discount is if they are in fact a student. If you're a
Yes.
Leo Lion and you're a member of the Leo Lion Club, you still pay Lions dues.
All right. Thank you. Slide, please.
Because that's what LCI told us was the rule.
All
I mean,
right, here we go. Our other new. Okay, so someone in the chat is saying, not true. There is a 50% discount on international dues. And they are calling in the chat for Tracy Gray to confirm.
she's going to have to, because we went to LCI to confirm that, and they came back and said, no, they have to be a student. So if you've got language that says that, we needed an MD4 because we're going through that right now. We have a couple of Leo Lion clubs, and they're of the impression that they don't have to pay any dues at all. And we've already pulled the language that says they have to, unless they are students. So if there's something different coming out of LCI to you, as opposed to they sent to MD4, I would really like
Right.
to get my hands on that.
Let's listen and give Tracy.
Why am I being called on? Okay, so you only, if you are a student, you can get student discount, which is, it doesn't matter if you're a Leo Lion or anything else. To get a student discount, you need to be a student. But if you, it's on the Start a New Club page, you go to the Start a New Club page and click on membership dues and fees chart, that will give you what your discounts are based on what your registration is. So if you're registering for a Leo Lion membership, you get 50% discount on international dues, and you pay no charter fee for a Leo Lion member. That's the only discount for Leo Lions, though. But they do get 50% off international dues.
Thank you, Tracy. I think it was that Sherry that's asking that question.
It is.
Okay, Sherry, if you look in the chat, they have dropped the link for that. And this link and the wording is there. And that was what I was looking for. So what you lose in the dues discount is that Leo Lion doesn't count towards the club delegate count, much like head of household membership. But it is a 50% off dues as a Leo Lion.
Okay.
All right, so let's go on with new club types and formats. A club branch is a part of an existing parent club. All members of the club branch are also a member of the parent club. They plan their own projects and activities. The parent club manages the accounting, and it will allow a smaller group of people to start a club branch, which is a minimum of 5. They get to meet at their own meeting times. They get to set their own rules and their activities, their projects, and what they want to spend their funds on. A virtual club is a category of club that uses some type of software or a platform for a meeting instead of a face-to-face or in-person meeting. In our multiple district, we have one that meets by phone. They do a teleconference call on their meeting nights. There are others that use Zoom or some other platform like Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. They do the same club chartering policies and procedures as a traditional club, which means they're going to need 20 members to join, but it's a flexible option for people who may, for some reason, have a limitation. Ours that uses the phone platform is a club for people who are visually impaired, and they can't all drive somewhere every evening. And so they prefer to do it by telephone, and they meet up in person for service projects. The Join Together that you may have heard of is a form of a specialty club. Those are clubs that are built on commonalities. They are people with the same culture, the same skill set, the same interest, and usually are interested in focusing on a narrower area of service. They have same club chartering policies and procedures. You've got to have 20 members to get started, and their serving opportunities are usually based on their specific interests. There is now on the club charter application a place where you can select and identify if you have such a unique quality that would make you become a specialty club. There are a lot of examples of specialty clubs, clubs that are interested in a certain function or group activity like camping clubs, motorcycle clubs, clubs that are interested in a certain culture. There are clubs based around heritage or language or things of that nature. There are clubs that are based around careers. There's clubs for nursing and things like that. I did say a join together club is a specialty club, and that is where you already have a group that is a, already a 501c3, and it is an easier pathway in join together for them to become a Lions Club, but it would be determined to be a specialty club. And we'll talk more about those specifics in a little bit later on in our presentation. A virtual club is not bound by geographical areas as our more traditional clubs are, but there is a certain percentage of that club that still has to be in one specific area. Just because a club is not officially a virtual club doesn't mean it doesn't have a virtual component. And I know that many of you are probably offering virtual options for your different clubs to meet while you're meeting somewhere in person. That would not make you a virtual club. It just means you're offering that option to others. I see a question in the chat for a club branch. The parent club does handle the finances. That is correct. All right, next slide. Your club, your way. No two clubs are alike because no two sets of people are alike. Your club your way doesn't mean you get to make up your own rules. There are still those hard and fast rules that everyone has to take part in to be calling themselves a Lions Club. But you do get to establish a unique club culture. And that means maybe you enjoy having a meeting every time your board meets the same time you have a regular meeting. Maybe you prefer to only have board meetings on Zoom and you have regular meetings that are just service projects. All of those kind of rules are covered in your club your way. But you do have to take all the money that you take from the community and put it back out into the community. Those types of rules are still all clubs are bound by. But a new club can allow you to establish how you want your meetings to run. It can allow you to prompt younger members to be able to get involved in leadership roles, particularly if you're using more modern communication methods or you want to focus more on community service projects and less on meetings. You can encourage family membership with a new club. We have at least 2 clubs in our district that purposefully chartered with the name family in the name of their Lion Club because they want to encourage families to bring their children. They have activities set up for them inside of their meeting space so that you don't have to wait until your kids are old enough to join a Lions Club. You can do it as a family. It removes the uncomfortable issue of seniority and leadership that can sometimes be felt by longtime Lions Club members. Sometimes our younger members feel like they have to earn their way, or they're told that they have to earn their way to a leadership position. Chartering a new club gives them the freedom to not have to work their way up that ladder. And it also enables members with shared interests to form a specialty Lions Club. As you help develop a new club, keep in mind that new clubs should be based on the needs within the community. Once you find that need, it's easy to charter a new club. Next slide, please. When you're thinking about a new club, I said there were hard and fast rules that everybody has to follow outside of the your club, your way. So at this point, let's look at this checklist. Every new Lions Club has to have 20 charter members. Your district governor has to approve of your club charter. You have to pay the charter fees. You have to have a club sponsor, or it can be a district sponsor. We have chartered in our area with a district as the sponsor. You have to complete the charter application, and you have to have an EIN. That EIN, employee identification number, comes from the IRS. It's for tax purposes. The club branch, since it is not a standalone club, only has to have 5 branch members. It elects a branch president, a secretary, and a treasurer. It can only do so with the approval of the parent club, and they have to complete an application as well. All applications are submitted online, and we'll show you how to do that later on in our slides. There are 4 steps to starting a new club. 1 and 2, we're going to be talking about this evening, developing your team and identifying your area or focus on where you're going to be planting your club. Number 3 is to promote your club and recruit members. And number 4, information and organizational sessions. Your second session will focus on number 3, and your last session will be focused on step 4. When you've completed all 4 of those, you are ready to charter your new club. Next slide, please. The first step you want to take is to develop your team. The following Lions will be instrumental in the new club formation process. Your district governor, your first vice district governor, and your second vice district governor. Your GET, that's your global extension team leader, your global membership team person, your global service team person, and your global leadership team in the district and your multiple district coordinators of those. The members of your district and multiple district GMA working group, if you don't have one of those, they can be very helpful and very important. A certified guiding lion, you are required to have one. It is strongly recommended to have 2. Your guiding lion is committing to 2 years of service for that club. And by having 2, you're greatly sharing that burden. And then the last is members of the sponsoring Lions Club. And go ahead and click. These are what these people, these team members can expect that's going to be asked of them. To attend all of the sessions when you're doing training for how to do their role. To participate in a minimum of 1 recruitment day. The recruitment days will look different depending on what type of club you're attempting to form. That might be a day of service in that community, doing a project. It might be a day of knocking on business doors, but you're going to be expected to participate in a minimum of 1 of those. Attend an informational and organizational meeting. In my experience, it takes more than 1 of those type of meetings. If everybody on the team is willing to work, then you might only have to attend 1 of those meetings and everybody takes a turn. You're going to be expected to support the new club in all of the efforts to get it formed and completed, and support the planning of a charter night. That is what each of those people on that team should be expecting will be asked of them. Next slide. The first thing you need to do is develop your team. As I said, guiding lions, we recommend that you have 2 of those. And they should be people that have a lot of club specific expertise. Hopefully they've held leadership in a club. They've hopefully held a lot of roles within their own club so that they have a lot of experience. We would like for them to be certified guiding lions, and all of your district people should be able to connect you to that training if you're interested in serving in that role, but you've not yet completed that training. You want them to be an experienced lion in club or operations. And as I said, You should hopefully have more than one of you. And that way you can share the time constraints because we're going to want you to be at every meeting of that club for the first 2 years. You're key to that club's success or failure. And I've seen this happen in our district more than once. When you have an excellent certified guiding lion, the club just continues to strengthen and grow. When you don't have that person, or that person is not being a guiding lion's not their strength, you'll see the club struggle in that first 2 years. And without a good foundation, it's hard to build and have success. And you are going to be asked to do that for the first 2 years. Next slide, please. It sounds like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work. And if one person were to try to do it, it would almost be impossible. So what you need to do is create a recruitment team. The key to having a successful formation of a club is to have a successful recruitment team. Each member should be assigned a role, something that they're comfortable doing and something that they have a strength in that area. Everyone's role is going to be to build membership. Everyone will share in the role of recruiting new members and participating in that effort. This chart discusses various teams that you will need. You need about 4 to 6 people for recruitment. And if you can get more, hey, more power to you. That's great. You're going to need it. You need the help. Sub teams can serve to support the recruiting in the field. If you're going to divide up into sub teams, you have a lead team, somebody that is going to contact the network and put out the phone, put out the email, put out the text message to keep everybody on board. They're going to research key leaders in the community that you're going to want to contact. They're going to set up those appointments with community leaders and create a marketing plan, a social media plan. You're going to have a field team. These are the people that are comfortable asking people to join. They'll give the elevator speech. They'll knock on the door. They'll walk in the business and they'll make the ask for somebody to sign on the dotted line. They're going to post informational flyers in high visibility areas around the community. Recently, we chartered one in our area, and we thought we were going out and really hitting a lot of the different community leaders. And somebody said, "Oh, no, you have to go down to the grocery store and put it on their bulletin board. That's where everybody looks for community news." We had no idea, but you need somebody that'll go out in that community. Then you have to have a ground team, a plan for outreach to community members, set up promotional stations in the community, and invite community leaders to participate in service projects. And lastly, you'll want a response team, somebody that will conduct follow-up with those people who were interested in joining and keep new members informed about what's going on, when you're going to meet, and what kinds of things will happen at those meetings. All right, go ahead, next slide, please. So I wanted to show you lionsvirtual.org. A lot of the information that we talk about when you are going out and looking at where, what community, how to reach that community, how to make flyers, how to make media, all of those different things. We have a relatively new tool, and that is lionsvirtual.org. Hold on one moment. You're going to get to look at it. It is artificial intelligence, AI, that has been trained to help you do your job. The one that I in particular want to talk to you about tonight is that tab that says Lions Map to Grow.
Doesn't work.
Lions Map to Grow is going to help you with asset mapping, outreach, marketing, doing a SWOT analysis, looking at the GMA and helping you set action plans to go out into that area. Those tools that you'll find there, and we're not going to click through there tonight, but the tools that you'll find in Map to Grow will help you to know what population concentration is there, what kind of businesses are the most active, and it'll help you design your social media and other outreach things to help you make this asset mapping a lot easier. It does a lot of the thinking for you, and it'll think of things that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. Thank you. Back to the slideshow, please. lionsvirtual.org. Consider creating a to-do list with the action steps that your team is going to need to accomplish. Now, there's one available. Here's a sample from it. The new club development guide has checklists like this. And it may seem like it's way too much information, and it is, because these were designed to think of all the different categories that you might come across and need a guide for. You don't need all of these steps, but it'll help you think of which steps along the way you need. And it's an excellent checklist. It helps you assign the roles. And if everyone's looking at this list and everyone's on the same page about who's doing which job, so that you're making sure that they're all getting done. These guides can help you with timelines, action plans, and get you started along the path and thinking about an organized plan of attack for a new club. Next slide, please. Determine areas of opportunity. Consider the population. What project possibilities are there? What are the current clubs and organizations that are there? Who's not being recruited already in that community? Where are other Lions clubs in relation to that community? And as was mentioned in the chat earlier, what about underrepresented groups? Do the clubs in this area look like the community? And if they don't, how can you reach out to that community that is being underserved and engage them? It's going to take more than someone who doesn't look like them or meet their culture to reach out. You've got to build a bridge and let them tell you what they need. The different resources that are listed there, I need to highlight Nextdoor. Nextdoor is an app, if you're not familiar with it, that people post things like, hey, there's a dog wandering my neighborhood. Is someone missing this dog that looks like this? Or, hey, I got so and so's package. Here's the name. It got delivered to my house by mistake. Whose is it? I'll hold it for you. You can come get it. We had a governor in our district to use Nextdoor. She had been going in for 2 months in one community. She knew that there was a desire there for a club. They didn't have any other large service club there in that area, and there were a lot of needs, and she was getting a lot of discussion, but not a lot of people were coming to the meetings. And then she posted it on Nextdoor. And it didn't take very long. Somebody shared it, somebody else shared it, and the next thing she knew, she got a realtor. And once she got a realtor, right, Pat Vanette? That's all it took. Before long, there were 25 new members and they were planning a charter night, all through putting things on the Nextdoor app. Somebody said, hey, she put on there, hey, we're going to have a meeting, an informational meeting, and somebody shared it and all their little friends saw it and then they shared it. It's a resource I had never heard of before. So I want to tell you, don't count that one out. Next slide, please. The purpose of site development research is to look at the community, think about, can they support a club? Are there people here to support a club? Are there needs here to support a club? Does it need to be a lunch club? Does everybody go into a different area to go home at night? Or does it need to be an evening club because everybody works somewhere else and this is the bedroom community? All of these kinds of things are your site development research. Ask the local community leaders to join the club. Ask the chief of police. Ask the fire chief. Ask the mayor. Ask the local chamber of commerce. All of those things are people you need to ask. And then you need to ask them, who else should you ask? Look at the business groups. Look at the human service agencies. Look at your schools, your school administrators. Not only might they join, but they'll let you put a little notice in the mailbox of every teacher in their school. The teachers may not join, but they may pass it on to somebody else. Ask any type of group. The library is a great place to ask. And not only might they join, but they also might give you information about who else is active in the community, where else are there places to advertise and to put up your notices and things like that. Site development research is another thing you want to look at Lions Virtual and that AI to help you with. Next slide, please. The club organizer and preferably 2 or 3 other knowledgeable Lions should spend a day visiting locations, looking at the opportunities, connecting with somebody who's familiar in that community. My last example, they found a realtor. That realtor was connected to lots of people in the community and was quickly able to bring that club together. I've always said there is a moment when you're recruiting and suddenly you find that one person that takes ownership of recruitment and they live in that community. And once that handover starts, that's when you're going to charter a club. So make sure you're connecting and making them involved. Have a service project in that area. Do a vision screening. Clean up a park. Wear your vest and pick up trash. It's the simplest thing, but it shows people that you're invested in your community. There's other things you can look at: veterans meetings locations, community centers, community gardens, social and civic groups, local churches. We have a lot of clubs that meet in churches in our area. Local businesses. Not only are those places that you want to go and recruit, they're potential locations to hold a meeting. And so you can keep that in mind also. Next slide, please. The Start a New Club and Guiding Lion program webpage that you can find on lionsclubs.org. Those are 2 wonderful places with lots of great resources, particularly the resources to start a new club and the Guiding Lion program. You can find those on our webpage, and also there is a QR code that will take you there. And both of those have a plethora of resources to help you get started. After this session, Lion Juanita, if I'm correct, we're going to be sending out this slide deck.
Correct.
Yes. So there, I saw that earlier in the program in the chat. Yes, you will be able to get this slide deck, and that means that QR code and those resources will be available for you there as well. And our last slide, please. Your second session is going to be Thursday, December the 4th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. All the rest of you can figure out from those 2 start and stop points where what time you'll need to log on. Same time you logged on this evening. You're going to be talking about promoting the club, recruitment, the invitation, the informational meeting, the organizational meeting, and new club application. We're going to walk you through that process, different resources to help you get those things taken care of. So that'll be Thursday, December the 4th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much. And did Juanita or Mark or Hillary have anything they'd like to add here at the end of our evening?
I think I'd like to open it up to questions for you, Mechele.
Okay, thank you. I was unsure if we had the time for that. Thank you.
If you do have a question, would you please use the hand raising in the menu on the bottom? Because we can't see everybody's hands.
There's been a lot of great answers already in the
Ronnie has a
chat. Thank you
question.
guys. Okay, Lion Ronnie.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Rani Cousteau. I'm the president of the Fullerton Lions Club. I was planning a year ago to start a new club because I belong to 4 other different organizations, non-Lion organizations. And when I joined the Lions Club, I said, oh, this will be a very good one because being a nurse and also I'm a volunteer for the last 25 years in Orange County, I have a lot of contacts. So what will be my first step? Do I find a mentor? Do I find a guiding lion? What are, like a cheat sheet? This is the number one you do. Number two, because being a nurse, I'm always organized as point wise. So I want to know what is a cheat sheet I can use and where can I find one?
So if you'll go to that Lions resources for start a new club, there's a
Okay.
checklist there. There's a cheat
Okay.
sheet checklist. And
Okay.
if you've got those contacts, that's the first step. Starting to reach out to those and seeing who's interested and who's interested in partnering with you.
And I have one more question. I know I have not had any meeting yet. I have like 5 interested people from my previous club, the one I'm in, and to have a gathering, like with Roger or Mr. Paiva or you, or I don't know. I still am learning all the upper management, how to handle this meeting. So for the first meeting, who should I include?
For your interest meeting or for your mentor meeting?
Both. I'm interested in both. So what is the interest meeting is I want to start a club. That'll be the interest meeting, right?
Okay, so I would first suggest that you reach out to your GET and your
Okay.
governor team,
Okay.
your GMT, or any one of those people can help pull the rest of those in for your meeting.
Okay. And find out who can be my guiding lion, they will be able to tell me too.
They'll be able to make some recommendations because you want that to be somebody that's got some experience.
Yes.
Your
Okay.
district governor actually has to assign the guiding lion.
Yes, they'll have to officially assign it on your charter application.
Okay.
Okay, we have another question
Thank
from
you.
Christine.
Yeah, so I'm working on 3 different clubs right now. 2 of them are specialty, one is more of a traditional. But I'm running into the problem that we lack guiding lions and we don't have a training planned. What would you suggest? Would you suggest me looking for a group of people that would be good guiding lions and have them doing the online training through LCI?
So I would recommend that you find the people that have the skills. And then you reach out to your governor team and they'll help you get an in-person training going. You get the people first, get the people that are interested and have the skills, and then your governor team will be able to help you get them trained. That's the job of the GLT.
Do we have any other questions?
There's a question in the chat about getting a copy of the video and the recording and the slides.
Everyone that has registered for this session will receive an email with a link to the video and to the slides.
And there's also already an offer in the chat to do a guiding lion training, Christine.
I have one question. As a
Yes.
new member, as a president, I noticed there are a lot of emails going back and forth, and y'all use so many abbreviations. Is there a place in a dictionary what this abbreviation stand for?
There
Oh
are
my
several
God.
lists. There are
Yeah,
several lists,
I mean,
Ronnie,
people
of
might
all
laugh
of
at
those.
me
Yes.
saying you're a
No,
president, you should have known. How will I know if I can't spell?
there are a lot of lists that we can
Ah,
get out. Yeah.
oh, God,
Tracy,
thank you.
are there any online? I've only seen ones that people have made on their own.
I have one that I got given by somebody in leadership when I first started. I'd be
Oh,
more
there
than
you go.
happy to share it with Mark and he can share it with whoever.
Oh, please, please. Anything will help
Yeah.
me if I can understand. Because I know all the medical terms of any abbreviation,
It's the
but
same
your
way. Yeah.
Lions Club abbreviation is out of this world.
You're not alone. Don't
Oh,
worry.
thank you.
Don't feel like you're alone.
That's
We've
why
all got a cheat sheet. Somebody's passed down over the years.
That's why we
Thank you
always
for,
say in your informational and organizational meetings, do not use those abbreviation things because none of these potential lines know what it is and you just confuse them.
You lose them. You lose them. Do we have any other questions this evening? Well, again, I thank you all for giving up an hour of your time this evening, and we hope to see you at our second session just after Thanksgiving, December the 4th. It's so nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Michelle. Hey, Pat, would you like give us any words?
Thank you all for all you do, and what a great job. Great hands-on information, very relevant to the questions. Thank you so much, Michelle, Juanita, Mark, Hillary. Thanks.
And thank you for the staff that are here present too. That is a huge help. So we appreciate your support there. Hillary, any closing remarks? Thoughts or preparation for the next session? You're muted.
Yes, looking forward. A tough act to follow. Nicely done, Michelle. And we're anticipating discussing moving to the next step and club canvassing for that new club is going to be there as far as the preparation for your informational and your organizational meetings. That's what we're going to talk about next time. Thank you.
All right. Any last words, Mark?
No, I think Michelle did a great job, and I'm looking forward to the next one in the series.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I know this is a lot to take in. Try to digest it, and we'll address questions at the next session as well, too, which is December 4th. And start planning it out. See where you could make this fit for you. And so we're there to help you out in any way that we can. But again, thank you, all of you. Thank you for staff and everybody that was here present. Truly appreciate it. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving and be safe out there. And we'll see you on the 4th of